I know we've come a long way, we're changing day to day. But tell me, where do the children play?
So my name is Eric. I've been doing nonprofit works for 10 years. I started kind of eventually when I was a teenager, when I was like 15 years old. I decided to bring my guitar to school. Well, against the rule to have MP3 players, sunglasses, everything. But you can't even have freaking long hair in freaking Fort Walton Beach school. They had to dress. They had something wrong with that. So I decided, it was probably okay for me to bring a musical instrument to school. And the principal kind of had something to say about that after everybody else started bringing their guitars to school, as long as the kids want to play music. And we asked them, and they asked us, well, I don't know if you can bring instruments unless you're part of a school club. I'm like, so you got to be part of a school club to play instruments? And the principal like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I go down to the office, talk to the secretary. How do you start a school club? Serious. How do you start a school club? Well, you fill up this piece of paper.
The form. You gotta have the refrigerated form.
You fill out the form.
Oh, good.
And then you gotta have a teacher sign off for it. So I went down, I got a teacher sign off for it, and do after school meetings. But what kid want to stay after school, for real? What I did is I met at school, like in the middle, in the cafeteria, which it was kind of like, it didn't really work as an actual school club, other than the fact that we could have loopholes like selling soda. And when Coca-Cola took over the freaking vending machine, and I just want a can of Mountain Dew because I need some more caffeine than that Coca-Cola, because that Coca-Cola shit just watered down. Freaking just started a freaking riot, you know? I walk in the freaking cafeteria, 2,000 kids just like I'm walking through schools like I'm a fucking like a rock star. They kicked me out. They kicked me out. They got me out of the damn school because I'm just starting too much of a freaking waves, you know. Every kid in freaking I just started doing these concerts. Like I started getting my friends to do a concert every month. Every month we do a concert. We did a concert every month, and then my friends, then other people start organizing concerts, and it just spread across. I don't even know where it went. It just started spreading. People started organizing concerts and stuff.
So what did you like in school? What did you what were you taking in school that was pleasing to you? Or so?
Fort Walton Beach High School, they have this thing called, FCAT, and the thing about the FCAT was really bad, is that it doesn't matter what you want to learn, it's about passing that test. And so, the whole school structure was based on this FCAT, and getting higher score on this FCAT. And the school was really, about getting the best test scores. So one of the reasons they kicked me, not only the reason that I saw the rock club, because they kind of liked that I was involved with the community, but they was upset by the fact, the biggest thing they was upset about, that I had a poor reading level. I'm a special needs student, right? And they had a big problem with that because I couldn't pass the FCAT test like they wanted me to.
So you were bogging down the system.
I was bogging down the system with my test scores.
Oh, man.
And you know what they do with kids like that? They put them
you quit?
No, they put you... No. They put you on a work release program where they don't even put you in public school. They kick you out of public school and tell you to get a job. And they call it a work release program. And you get a special diploma. And really a special diploma is just a sheet of paper that the principal shade up, and not even a real diploma. and they send you off to work for free at some store that the school gets money from. So you working for this, so they send you over to like Big Lots or some place to go work for free for this work release program.
Have you always liked music since you were little?
I think music it's rhythm. Like I've really been studying a lot about music and what is it about music is music not just music is just like even a kid know how to dance, and really music is a way of expression. Which with Rock Club Foundation, I think it's more than just the music. It wasn't the music that we were playing, and not the sound of the guitar playing. It's the reaction that the guitar have with society is what's really important. Like, I'm not once this whole story I mentioned a song that I sang, or how I played the guitar, or what the sound we were making. It was just the freaking reaction of the music. The reaction of the music happening is what was the most important.
People
thing.
change, don't you think that people when they're around music change? This is what happened in Zuccotti Park.
You know, people when music come into play, we're not really about the music, about the being able to have the music impacting society in a way of people allowing people to express themselves and to be able to. Another thing is really crazy that I have this app on my phone, right? And it tests the heartbeat of people, right? Mm-hmm. And it tests the heartbeat of rhythm. And I had it set up where it tests the rhythm of the music and correlate with the music of the person watching it. And your heartbeat will actually beat at the same beat.
Oh, that's interesting.
With the beat of the guitar. That actually will start to actually harmonize, like your heart will actually start to harmonize with the music of the rhythm. Like it's crazy, like a drum, you know. Your heart began to create a drum, you know. The concept that I explain to people is that everybody that are part of this movement is part of the rock movement. The rock movement started in the 70s that got everybody wired up and power, you know. Making electricity is flying in an air, and music is going, and everybody's hearing what's going on, and people's voices are freaking being broadcast across the freaking broadcast through, you know, amplifiers and radio waves. You know, amplifiers and radio waves, you know, going through everywhere, and people's voices are being heard, and you know, this time that like expression became empowered like this. And this is like, so you know, this guitar got plugged into an amplifier, and they call this entire form of expression rock and roll. And which, you know, if we think about rock and roll, we think about music, but it's just a part of the whole hippie revolution, a part of this whole Occupy movement. It's just about people empowering with their voice. And you know, every bar in America could be a rock club. But the thing about the Rock Club Foundation is that we have a foundation. The foundation of being charitable.
Show me your symbol again.
You say Rock Club Foundation, and that's the words. And this is our crystal. It's a 7-sided crystal with a peace sign in it.
Sweet.
The concert that we originally were going to do didn't work out, and we had to pick a new day. And so we like, well, we should do something in April, and say, okay, let's do it on Earth Day. Like, just like, because that's a holiday in April. No, I'm serious. The holiday in April called Earth Day. That seemed like a really good event. So we started getting together with all the Earth Day, anybody that wanted to do an Earth Day fair in our town, and we actually got a lot of musicians together, and there actually was an Earth Day committee that at the high school across the street was doing an event the same time at the high school that had all this, and so we got together with them to set up this big event in the high school, and you know, we had 2 bands, and we got sponsored by the non-profit that worked for the newspaper. We got a newspaper, and we had passing out sunflower seeds, like we had like paper cups, and we were passing out paper cups with sunflower seeds to everybody. We were just going to pass them out to little kids, but they seemed like they were more preoccupied with the earth as a beach ball. Yeah, we got a globe.
Yeah.
Beach ball.
Yeah.
And they would push it around, and the kids were
Having fun.
That's what they did. All the little kids just run around with a beach ball, and like, you know, what's awesome about that. And then we sent them all home with a sunflower paper in a paper cup with some soil, and we told them to add water, just add water, and I don't know what happened with that, but you know, I think what's great about octopi, the biggest thing about it is it give a chance for these young people to get involved with and get their voice heard. And I know a lot of people are like, what is octopi all about? Well, it's about the young people saying something, about the young people getting up and actually getting their frustrations out into the world. Like, you know, young people tend to go through this change when they get to be about teenagers, where they tell their mom and dad to go, you know, shut up, mom, dad, I don't need you, I don't need your rules, I can make my own life. And so they gotta, you know, they tend to be a point in their life when kids say, I'm going to start to rebel, and they're taking all their energy, and they need, and especially the, like, you know, and they need to put it to somewhere, you know. So you know, you got a lot of young people out here, you got a lot of old people that knew the system had been corrupt for a long time, and they're just waiting for, they've just been here waiting for something to happen. So you got all these old people down here just been up here waiting for something to happen, sitting there waiting, you know, like, yeah, it's going to happen. Yeah.
Any day now, it's going to happen, yeah.
And then also the octopi movement happened. Yeah, I told you, something going to happen. You know?
Finally, that's what I thought.
Finally, yeah, is that what you thought?
I did. I went to Chicago, I'm like, oh, finally.
Finally,
happening.
Something happening. See, I tell you. Look. You do your little teenage kid, like, look, I tell you something going to happen. Decided, let's do Earth Day every year. And with my doing Earth Day every year, I got kind of involved with sustainability. They're like, what is Earth Day? Why do we need Earth Day? And who? Can't you see that our boats run on diesel fuel? Yeah, I think the oil companies are paying us to drill oil out in the Gulf. I'm like, you know, they don't care. They just a bunch of vegan fishermen, rednecks that just don't care don't have a clue, you know, about sustainability. Which, you know, coming out here to Tallahasse, which I see a lot of the young college kids are like, you know what, Mom, Dad, we need to do the sustainability. Which I'm glad the young kids are actually getting involved with sustainability groups out here in the college town of Tallahasse, which are a lot of different things that these college kids are doing to be more sustainable, which is take a long road to get off of oil. Which is my holy grail. It's like, how are we going to stop digging crap out of the ground to throw in the furnace to make energy, you know? Like, that's what we need to do. Quit digging stuff out of the ground, no matter if it's oil or coal or natural gas. If it was buried, leave it buried, and we can find resources here in our biosphere. Because that's really what's important is, this is, you know, this Earth is a biosphere. You know, like why do you name it Biosphere 2? Well, because Earth is Biosphere 1. And the thing is, if you're digging out oil from the ground, then we're adding it to the biosphere, and that creating an unstable environment. The problem with oil, because they're inducing things from outside our biosphere into our biosphere. This is one of the biggest problems with anything digged up from underneath the ground. Another thing is, people don't realize dinosaurs went extinct. If dinosaurs went extinct, and all life on Earth went extinct with the dinosaurs, and the only thing left of the dinosaurs is the fossil fuels. Wow. And then now we're digging down and sucking this out of the ground as fast as humanly possible. Which is totally.
So what do you see on sustainability? What would you like to see?
I'd like to see, instead of saying there was a block of oil sand over there outside of the state of Florida that we can use for the next 100 years, guess what? The state of Florida have more rain and more sunshine than anywhere else in the United States. And we produce more biomass than anywhere else on the pounds and plant material that we can pump into the furnace, just like we do our oil that we dig out of the ground. The same stuff. The same stuff. Plants, new plants, old plants. Your engine don't know the difference. No, I'm serious. Your engine don't care what it's eating, as long as you feed it something that's burnable. New plants, old plants, it doesn't care what century they from. No, I'm serious. They don't. Do you think your engine care what century the plant material was growing on? No, it doesn't. It just wants something to light on fire.
So in a perfect world, what do you see?
I see everybody in their backyard having their own way to have their own furnace to make their own gasoline, and that they can made out of plants in their own backyard, and they can just go and everything they need is in their backyard, and they don't need to buy anything from anybody else. And the only reason they buy anything from anybody else is because of luxury and not necessity. I don't think we should be buying things because of necessity. I think because we can have everything we need from the plant, from the earth. The only reason we buy things is because, luxury. Everything that we buy, it should be of luxury. The biggest thing about drugs is not that the health problem, which there's a lot of health problem with doing drugs. There's a problem with that it consuming your mind, and that's all you're thinking about all day. Is where I'm going to get that next high. And then, that's the same way with us and the oil companies. We're not thinking about, anything productive. We're thinking about how am I going to get the next gallon of gas so I can get to work. The craft makers, if you make things out of wood, you're an artist. You're a craft.
You have a way to sustain your family. If you have a trade...
If you have a trade, then you
have something to fall back on.
You have something.
You're not at the mercy of a big corporation who could fire you tomorrow and put you out of work, and now you haven't done anything for 50 years because you didn't enhance those skills that you could have done.
And you could work for a big corporation that could fire you at any minute, or fall to the ground because they, at any minute, just because, they're not very sustainable.
So how do we get, and this is some of the things that we're working on as we go around. I listen to the students, listen to them talk, ran into some tonight, same thing, crunching for exams, for things that they don't need to know or won't remember. Like, is this really what we want to do with the children who...
They need to know how to actually do stuff. They need to actually go out there and actually know how to, know how to turn a wrench, how to turn a light bulb on, how, They sit in there learning chemistry, but they don't. How many of them actually making gas or fuel or actually making something? They know all this chemistry. They study a chemistry book this thick. But how many people actually go and make a bottle of bleach? Come on, make a bottle of bleach so I can wash my clothes, because I need a bottle of baking soda and a bottle of bleach. I give you. And the only thing I'm going to give you is some salt water. Do you think the average college kid's chemist can turn salt water into baking soda and bleach? They teach you how to make gasoline in it. Literally, they sit there and describe the whole process of stirring gasoline, and we still think that, oh, we got to buy it from Saudi Arabia. I'm like, dude, chemistry, you just got them studying a book this thick. Are you serious?
Any carbonaceous material can be... That's what my boss is. They're building the first closed-loop plant that will take our garbage, our ordinary garbage, and make electricity and diesel fuel. I mean, those are the things that we should be building.
And exactly, you actually think that you need a freaking oil out of the ground to get carbon,
and yet all the garbage and all the plastics.
All the college kids sit down and studying chemist books this thick, and they don't even know. They like, are you really actually read that? No, I didn't even read that book, and I like knew this stuff. And then one of my college kids had me a chemistry book, and they're like, "Whoa, whoa, man!" I'm sitting there reading the damn thing. I'm like, "Whoa, they told you how to make gasoline. Can you believe this?" It just blew my mind how all the information there underneath our nose, but we don't need.
We don't.
And we just don't even listen. What is it that like not making us like?
Yeah.
Like
because you at 15, if somebody had said, "Hey, come on over here. We're gonna build some stuff. We're gonna be doing experiments and checking out stuff, how stuff works."
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Like, dude. They don't actually do science experiments. The thing is, the reason the kids don't make gasoline because a book. It's like, what does it say? It doesn't say anything. You got to read it. So the thing is, if you sit there and talk about it in a book, people don't understand that they don't understand it. They don't understand it as reality.
Yeah.
It's like a book. It's so
impersonal and it's so.
It is like a storybook. They might be reading Harry Potter, and then you take it and you can synthesize anything you want from electricity.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it's just because electricity create bonds.
Yeah, and we've had the technology.
We have a technology
forever. Since the Second World War, they were using pyrolysis. Nobody's done anything with it. I'm surprised.
The thing about pyrolysis, people don't realize. All these people that make gasifiers.
Mm-hmm.
Don't realize is that how awesome gasification is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can not only just make syngas,
boiler heat.
You can make
synthetic fuel, electricity.
You can make a synthetic usable fuel that most people think, oh, I have to have a gasifier in the back of my car. There's a way for you to make a gasifier that you can actually have a sellable product. That you can actually the fuel. Somebody told me wood alcohol can be made with the gasifier somehow, like a wood alcohol, like methanol, whatever. It's like, and
we should be doing more stuff. Yeah, creating and building and experimenting.
Yeah,
to make. I don't think they allow children to and students to think enough.
No, they don't.
They just drill you
to make sure you can pass the FCAT test at the end of the semester. You know?
We've heard that a lot, haven't we, Tina? It's this FCAT thing.
Your whole thing is it doesn't matter what you know as long as you can pass the test. A kid need to know things. A job of a school.
Survival.
A school is give them the knowledge that they need to survive in the world. There's no reason to give them a book. If they can't.
And everybody learns differently. Some people will read a book and sit down.
And then be able to apply it.
But there's a lot of people like me, I'm visual. I can see something, I can remember it and do it.
Yeah, you gotta actually you gotta have a video. If you can't, if something too explosive in the classroom to do the experiment, like you don't want to. Maybe you don't want to bring a gasifier inside the class.
But you go to a field, you go to a barn. Maybe it's because we have so many liability.
Or you go to a park, or at least saw a movie of it. We got great thing about today is we got TV. We don't actually have to go out and do it to show the kids that it works. We can actually show a TV production,
Yeah.
At least they get to see it. And see like an actual actual working product of chemistry,
I hope that we get to do this on this little piece of land, that we get to create a sustainable little town. Because if we want to build,
I've been thinking about building sustainable towns forever. I actually sat down and drawed, like in my mind, like cargo containers, stack them up, and trying to fit up. Like I want to start with one cargo container and fit out a way for that one 300-foot cargo container to be fully self-sustainable. Be south-facing. That one, and the doors open. Be south-facing. You have a garden, and then you harvest all the fruits from it, and then
come a long way, but changing Tell me, where do the children play?